So last year we went GT fishing to Oman, but unfortunately we had really high winds and it just made the fishing impossible. So this year we've come to the beautiful Andaman Islands and we have had the most amazing week's fishing ever.
Some people keep wondering, some people run without knowing, some people never find the answer, Come and step into the light, let the beat into your heart.
Yes! Come on!
Yeah. Follow!
Pull again! Stab your bro! Yes! Yes! He's in again! Hit it! Hit it!
Can't hit it anymore!
Hit it, Adam!
Go to rod, Stu!
Big fish!
It's such a beautiful, beautiful life when every day is made of you and I.
That is a proper GT.
And we could dance tonight.
Oh my God, shark! Big GT. 3, 2, 1. Ah.
This is unbelievable. It's so strong. Yeah, that's some strong drag as well.
A couple more casts. And this little bad boy decided he wanted some wood for dinner. You come bien. I'm never to my house. Someone get back at one.
Yes! Fucking big one! Come on! Holy smoke! Yes! Got set that up!
I've never had fish fight like that.
I really actually don't want to hook up here. Yes! Yeah! Come on! Cracking! GT from the Andamans. They don't half hang on. Nice! No wonder that pulled me over.
Absolutely nailed it. First cast.
I can't do. I can't even lift the fucking rod. We're on a hell of a mark here, and look at this fish. I'm saying this is over 45, it could be 47 kilos.
It is just a stunning sight. This is just unreal. Big GT. I can't believe that. This is a beautiful big fish. Big fish. Help him.
Back he goes. Thank you very much. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, Adam. The watercolour here is amazing. She's running. Oh yeah. Big fish, big fish. That'll do. Hey, hey. Get in. So although we've had an amazing week's fishing, it didn't start off too well. We missed our second flight, and unfortunately my bag went missing. That's all my GT kit, everything, 6 Saltigas, worst nightmare. We had to push on, so we arrived at the Andaman Islands. My head wasn't in the right place, and then Darren at Gamefishing Asia, he was absolutely brilliant. He basically just sorted me out with a load of kit, clothes to get fishing. So we started off, we pushed out, steady away, caught a few nice fish on the first day, and then it just got crazy. We pushed out east to a plateau and experienced some of the best GT fishing I have ever experienced.
Whoa! Oh. Yeah.
No, coming towards you, innit?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, follow, follow.
Follow again, stab your paw, yes! Yes, he's in again! It's it!
I can't hit it anymore!
It's it, Adam!
I can hardly fucking hold the rod, Stu. You have to beat that one out on the... Hang on, I can't lift my rod up, so...
First one, big one, huh?
Yeah.
This is small.
No way.
This fish has just hit this. Literally, as I'm about to lift the popper from the water. It's not the big one that was originally looked, but it's hashtag another one in the slammer. The other one was bigger.
First one bigger, huh?
The other one on the surface just went... I had a huge fish just smack the popper, played it for about 20 seconds and then the hook pulled, just retrieving what I thought was a lost cause, and this has absolutely slammed it.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't even see the popper on this. I'd love to say I'm disappointed in losing the other fish, but what a consolation prize.
Yes! Shit, fuck! Come on! Grinning towards me! Yeah, let me get down. Can someone have a butt pad? Jesus, please! Can't do anything with this. This is a 40 kilo. Oh. Can't do it with it. Oh. This is a big fish, but I've seen it, it's big. Should I go that side? Yeah, it's a big one. This is proper GT. Big one, eh? Can I go round? This fish. Now let's get it up now. How big, yeah? Couldn't tell. Big one. Nice one, that. Here we go. Big GT. Big GT. Here we go. Nice. Here we go. Yes. Yes. Proper one.
Out of.
That's it. A proper GT3 popper. Right. I am so tired. You would not believe the adrenaline rush. My arms are gone now. I'm going to have a rest. And I need to just calm down.
45.
45?
Yeah.
Wow. Right.
This will do.
Right, you're going to have to help me with this. Yeah. And there we go.
Leg close.
Okay, and there we go. We think it's around 40 kilo, 45. We're not quite sure. You can only estimate. We don't weigh these fish. And that is an absolute stunner. Okay, here we go. We're going to put this fish back now. Big GT. 3, 2, 1. Ah!
Big one.
Big one. That's a big one.
Yeah. You
That's
got
it.
it, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a proper one, that.
Bell open. Yes.
Oh, that's a chunky one. Is that your best one?
Wow, look at the size of this. That's 2 fish in 2 casts now. My muscles are absolutely burning.
This one's running. Big fish. Big fish. Adam just had a swirl by a fish, and we just put a popper on its head and it nailed it. These fish are brutal. Look at this rod go. This is pain. This is nice fish. Nice GT. Oh yeah, another good one. Not quite as big.
Sadu.
Yeah.
Maybe 25 kilo this one?
Yeah. Another cracking GT from the Andamans. Go on, hit it, hit it. Set it, you got hit it, you got to hit it. Yeah, right, if you want to come down, go.
No, I'm okay here, but I just need you in the back of me.
Okay.
How? In the belt.
You got it in the belt? Right, you need to come down, I've got you.
Help me down.
Yeah. Okay, lean back into it, don't do it on your arms.
It's not in my belt. It's in my gut.
Right, you have to...
I can't, Stu. I can't even lift the fucking rod.
Got it?
Oh, no.
No. Reel.
GT. You see?
Well done. That's a big one.
50 kilo!
Oh my God, shark! Oh shit.
Quick.
That's a proper one. How big? Film this side. It's a big one. PB.
I'm shot to pieces after that. Oh, it was unbelievable, that fight. My little pigeon arms are burning. Maximum burn on that, and there was a huge shark following that in. This spot here is just unreal.
Yeah.
Look at this fish. These are serious fighting machines. They hit that lure hard. And they strip line off a clutch, you can't even pull off the reel. We're on a hell of a mark here, and look at this fish. Saying this is over 45, it could be 47 kilos.
Yes! Fucking big one! Come on! Holy smoke! Yes! Gotta set that hook! Wrong! Keep it up. This is grown. This is not 25 kilo. This is unreal. Okay, another 40 kilo GT. That's 3 this morning. This is unreal. It's 8. Run.
And this little bad boy decided he wanted some wood for dinner. Crazy action here. Second 40 kilo fish of the day for me.
Maybe 40 to 45.
What can I say? Let's put her back, shall we? Get this fish back then. 1, 2, 3. And a splash. I need a drink.
Yes, go on. Fucker.
The one there?
Yeah.
The one there?
Yeah, there are, yeah. Yep. Oh, slippy.
Yeah,
Go on. Strike, Matt, strike. Strike. It's a big one.
It's so strong. Look at that, that's some strong drag as well. Super strong drag. Still ripping it off.
You come here.
Come, go, go.
Cross, come.
Oh, someone get the second one. You help him. You help him.
Yeah. This is a big fish. Look at the pressure I'm putting on this.
Get under the boat. Whoa.
The pressure on this rod. I've got a full.
Arms are burning.
Hello.
I think we've got colour. Nice.
Yeah, I've never known anything like that. That is a fight. I've never had fish fight like that before. It's not even one of the. It's a nice fish, but it's not one of the biggest ones.
Let's
have a look.
Are they those BKK ones?
Yeah, look at that.
So we've come back to a spot that we had some fish from this morning. Different conditions, but same result. amazing fight off this fish, and I think Matt will say the same. Incredible creatures.
Right. 3, 2, 1, go!
This is going back. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
So that fishing on the plateau was unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like that. We had 4 GTs over 40 kilo, and when Adam and Matt hooked up with those 230s at the same time and the rods were crossing over, it was just amazing fishing. And the takes off those big fish as they're buried deep, unbelievable. So I'll never forget that experience there. Truly amazing. But it didn't end there. We then pushed on further, and Adam hooked something very special, and I'm going to let him tell the tale on this one.
So people think that these trips are all about big fish and gear up accordingly, but one thing I've learned over the few trips I've been on is that there's a depth of water and certain marks that can be exploited with light jigging tactics. Often when you're tired and you need a bit of a break, these can be really good fun. And every drop's a different coconut. You don't know what you're going to catch. So I bring a light jigging setup with me. However, up until now, it's always been the last rod in the bag, but it's proved on this trip that I'll probably put a lot more thought into it, and it'll probably be one of the first setups that gets packed. As far as the rod goes, the rod is a really light rod that I picked up from Singapore. Funny enough, it was really cheap as well. I think it's something like 0.5 to 1.2 PE rating. And the gram rating for the jigs is about 40 gram, maybe up to 80, 90 grams. The reel is actually a reel that I used for my chub fishing back in the UK, so it's certainly not geared up for heavy fish, but it's got a decent drag on it. I think it's about a 3,000 size reel. And I load this with 10-pound Berkeley Fireline Crystal Braid, which is 10-pound is very, very fine, which is important for cutting through the water, but it's also underrated, I think. It breaks it a little bit higher than that. 20 or 30 pound leader, and then some little 40 gram Imma gun jigs that I bought a big stock of when I lived in Singapore, and I'm gradually running out of now. We'd had a couple of very hectic days, you know, the first couple of days of the trip. We'd landed some big fish on heavy tackle, and I'm not going to lie, it was taking a bit of a toll on the body. So we stopped at a shallower mark. The guys were still popping, and I decided that I would throw this jig over the side. And watching the sounder, I could see that there was several fish marking. There's abundance of small fish near the bottom, near the reef. I think, in memory, it was about 16 metres. So I dropped down to the bottom, one lift, second lift, and bang, something's on. Now initially, it was weird. I think I got a couple of turns back on the reel, and then it was underneath the boat, and then it decided that it wasn't going to play ball, and it probably went 30, 40 metres under the boat. So I had the rod. I mean, I've never seen this rod bend like this before, but it was bent from the reel right round. A little bit frightening, really, but it's almost like playing fish on a very light little bit of elastic. You know, I think you've got like a bit of a bungee cord there. I was getting down so I could see the knot underneath the braid by this point. Stuart joined me at the front of the boat. Everyone was a bit intrigued as to what it was. People had reeled in all the other rods, and we started to follow this fish. And the only way I could get line back was to, as we followed it, I'd just get the line back. We weren't really gaining on it as such. And this is what happened for about 15 minutes. It went on like this. We just followed it over the waves. Hard to keep your footing at the front of the boat at this point. And you're trying to go through this process in your head. Is this worth hanging on to? Is it just going to break me? But luckily we carried on doing what we were doing. And after about 20-25 minutes, this fish started to come up through the water. Still unsure as to what it was and quite how big it was. I don't think until it came on the boat any of us were quite sure how big it was, apart from the skipper who patted me on the back halfway through the fight and said, "Adam, I want this one for the camera." So that kind of put a little bit of pressure on and told me how big it might be. I needed some sort of encouraging words from other people on deck then, because although it wasn't a physical fight, it was a mental one, and there was times when I just felt as if the gear was going to go anyway, so I might as well just end it. But I'm glad I carried on, because as it come up through the water, we put the GoPro down, and people started to say, "Oh, it's big." Then it was massive. And there was a couple of times when it actually come up onto the surface, and we thought that it was tired, and it was It was ready, but it didn't like any big fish. As soon as it sees a bit of light, it was gone again, and yeah, the clutch would be singing. And on this little reel, I mean, it was a double-handled reel, and there was times when I couldn't turn the handle. I actually had to spin it manually. Yeah, put a lot of pressure on the gear, but as I say, I think it was just like playing it on a long piece of elastic, so it didn't, you know, I could obviously play fish that were far above the rating. A couple of times we got to the leader and the fish actually come up almost on the surface. It would do this big circle under the boat, and if you gauged what side it was going to come up, our guide would get over the side, a couple of goes at the tail, but it was always like 2 or 3 foot away from where he went after it. Everybody else was telling me what type of fish it was. I'd never seen a dogtooth tuna of this size before. And even still when I saw it, people were saying dogtooth, because it was one of the fish that we wanted to target on our trip. And even when I saw the size of it, I still thought it was 20, 30 kilos maybe. And even then I knew I had a bit of a task to try and get it overboard and that the chances were still against me. But it wasn't until I think it was about the 3rd or 4th time it had gone round and we'd managed to actually get it on the surface. Stu said to me, right, I think it's probably ready now. It come up, one last little dip down, but you could see it was really tired. And then a couple more circles, it was up on the surface, and the skipper grabbed the tail of it and heaved it over the side of the boat.
Yes! Oh my God! Woo!
So the fish was immense. Towel across the knees, fish lifted up by a couple of the guides on the boat, and it was just pure muscle. Certainly the centre half of the fish is just like a barrel. It's just absolutely solid. I'll probably never ever catch a fish of that size and that magnitude on tackle of tackle as light as that. It was an unbelievable moment, and I think you'll see the relief on my face and the cheer that went up when we actually got it on board. How much it meant not just to me but to everybody.
So after that amazing doggy Adam caught, unbelievable on that outfit, we thought that was going to be it, and we pushed on again, and then we arrived at one of my favourite spots. There's a couple of islands, big reef, and this is just dream fishing, but we basically pulled up, Kunto put the boat in position, and I put a silvery stick bait on. I've been doing really well on it this week. Cast it out and hooked up big time. Yeah, come on! Fuck! Yeah! Come on! He came back for it on a stick bait. Yeah! He's coming towards me. God. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Oh, it's a decent fish, this. Come on. What a place. Butt pad, please.
Belt?
Belt, please, yeah.
Belt. Sushil. Belt.
Shit, I'm going to have to come down there.
Take them. Yeah, here.
I love this place. Yeah. This feels weighty. On the stick bait, the watercolour here is amazing. She's running. Oh yeah. Taking some drag. Yeah. It's a strong fish. Look at the fusiliers out there. You can see that yellow patch, that is full of bait. And that's why there's a lot of GT around here. This is a nice fish, nice fish. Very nice fish. For sisters. Look at that! How big? 40 kilo?
Maybe.
Oh my word! That's big fish, big fish. That'll do. Hey, hey. Get in. Look at that. Oh yeah. Gee whiz. How big? How big? How big?
Maybe not.
That's good. I cannot believe that. We were here for 2 minutes, first cast, bang. Gee whiz. This. The fight took a stick bait, absolutely nailed it. First cast. Other way. Look at that. Unbelievable fishing. The fight was amazing, and then when we got it in the boat and they lifted it in, took 2 of them to get it in the boat, I just couldn't believe the size of it. Girth on it, the length, really heavy fish, and we measured it and it absolutely went 50 kilo. I couldn't believe it. Over the moon, personal best.
Times that I've seen you lose your way, you're not in control, and you won't be told. All I can do to keep you safe is hold you close till you can breathe on your own.
We're going to drop this little beauty down for hopefully a shark.
It's great fun, this.
Oh, straight down this time. Get ready. Oh, it's got a bite, it's got a bite. Yeah, it's got it, it's got it, it's got it. I've got to take, I've got to take. It's got some serious weight, this fish. Whoa! That's what you call a run. I wondered why we hadn't had a bite. It just looks so good. Oh my god, it's big.
Everyone keeps a darker place to lose control. You're not alone.
He is not happy. He is not happy.
I know your soul. I'll be your home. I don't want to go again.
He is not happy. Yeah.
Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I'll be giving your hand. I'll be giving your hand. Gotta let go of all your haunted dreams tonight.
Yeah.
I'll be giving your hand. I'll be giving your hand.
Fucking hell, he's gonna.
I'll be giving your hand. I'll be giving your hand.
What we got? Oh my god, there's a shark behind it! There's a shark! Oh no! This is not good! That shark unfortunately had a bit of a nibble on the back end of that, and it was very, very lucky that that fish didn't get eaten. It's got to be tiring now.
Everyone keeps a darker place to lose control. You're not alone. And when you come looking for embrace,
Beautiful red bass.
I'll be your home till you can breathe on your own. Till you can breathe on your own. Hold tight, you'll slowly.
Chris and my new reel.
I'll be giving you hell. I'll be giving you hell. Let go of all your haunted dreams tonight. I'll be giving you hell. I'll be giving you hell, darling. I'll be giving you hell. I'll be giving you hell. I'll be giving you hell. I'll be giving you hell.
We said it weren't going to last long down there. Nice GT, yes. Yeah, right. Well, we got this fantastic shark, but I don't want to hold this for too long. Gunter, could you give us a hand and we'll get this fish back? Please. Okay, let's get this fish back.
I'll be giving you hell, darling. I'll be giving you hell. I'll be giving you hell.
Oh, nice fish. That'll do. That was crazy. Fantastic lure, works every time, really flashy, and when you're in these shallow water bits, absolutely deadly. Look at the colours on that. Beautiful. Nice. It's not doing a lot now, but gee whiz, when it took it, it went berserk. Oh. No! Oh! Cut off on a stick bait. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's heavy. That is a heavy fish. It's an absolute beauty.